Hey everybody, it's Frank. I'm back with another episode of Midnite Snack, and you may be wondering, what is Midnite Snack? It is a short video series, interview series. Some people call it a podcast. I call it a web series of getting to know a leader in the community, someone that I see as a leader, someone that's impactful, making change. But I also want to know what's their midnight snack so we can share it. So today I'm super excited to have Mr. Mark Blaze. Welcome, Mark.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Mark, I'm excited about this time with you for a couple of reasons. I've had other guests that I've known outside of this interview series for a long time. I haven't known you that long. I've only recently met. However, we have some mutual friends that we individually go way back with.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to treat you as if I've known you for a long time.
We go way back.
We go way back because the friends that we have probably have stories on each of us. That means we're instant friends.
We're not putting those on here, are we?
We're not going to put those stories on
as
there.
long as that's good.
A lot of stories on there. So when you're up at night, as I've been in sales for several years, and we used to say, what keeps you up at night, Mr. Customer? But now I'd like to take that a little further. When you're up at night, what is your go-to snack if you're craving something?
Can I give you two sort of...
You can, yeah. It's up to you. Give me two.
Two. If I get up and I want to go back, if I wake up and I need to go back to sleep, why did I wake up? My mind's just running, but I want to go back to sleep. I'm going to have some chocolate.
You're going to have chocolate if you want to go back to
sleep. Which I know is a bizarre sort of answer.
Is there a go-to chocolate?
I like dark chocolate.
Okay, dark chocolate if you're...
Not too bitter, but 78% is probably my go-to.
Okay.
But for whatever reason, I don't know whether I've never had tests or anything, but maybe I'm hyperglycemic. But if I need to go to sleep, if I had a bit of chocolate, not too long after, I'm going to go to sleep. But if I'm like, okay, I want to stay up. I want to, focus on what's got me up, and it's going to be leftovers.
Leftovers?
Yeah, I like leftovers. I mean, it's, my dad was one of these waste not, want not. We had to... eat a lot of food. We didn't have much leftovers when I was growing up.
Right.
But
so now, is there a leftover
my wife won't finish a full plate, and that's a good thing in terms of she's eats healthier than me. Right. Kids, maybe they don't eat it all. I'm thinking, chicken fried rice?
Chicken fried rice.
Yeah, I know that's random, isn't it?
That is a little random. Yeah, but I'll tell you what I did is I made some guesses. And I've got a 72% dark chocolate.
Let's not eat that now.
But that could make you go to sleep.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
We're not wanting you to sleep. So I guess what we'll have to do is some chicken fried rice. How about that? Take your chicken fried rice.
I love that.
I have napkin and a fork or spoon.
Well,
so I'm gonna. Now's a good time to just open it up.
Have a nibble.
I have chicken fried rice myself. And the studio did provide some heating, so it is a little warm. So you're not going to have cold leftovers.
So that's an upgrade from my midnight snack.
Let's dig into some chicken fried rice. And you know what? You don't have to worry about a mess. We will make sure it is. If there's any rice that has fallen out,
I don't miss.
You don't miss.
No,
I'm getting into it. Let's see what we got here.
Good.
Oh, it's pretty good. If you want to get some good chicken fried rice,
now you think
Nashville, Tennessee.
You think about this. There's a midnight snack for you. I don't know.
Pretty strong.
We've got a new thing. You got to remember as well, midnight. Could be 10 o'clock somewhere in the world.
That's right.
It could be
10 o'clock
even earlier
on the West Coast.
Yeah. So I just convinced myself in my own little mind that it's the right time to eat it.
Well, chew. I'm going to chew for a second. That's really good. Mm-hmm. Maybe we just do not any questions and we just eat because it's pretty good. And there's some water there for you.
I mean, now, as you get older, you can't quite eat the full box of chicken fried rice. I mean, you got to control yourself.
So here's my first question, and I'm not going to put my glasses on. I don't know how often you meet folks in Tennessee that say, I don't think you're from around here. Or do they think you've just got such a strong Southern accent?
No, it's more, you ain't from round here, boy.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about where you're from and how you got to Nashville.
Grew up in Leeds, England. Leeds, England is in the north of England. It is historically a rural area. Textiles, farming were its heritage. It's advanced now where the city has done some great things to attract business and industry. It's the home of the IRS for the UK.
Wow.
They have really elevated and advanced in the healthcare space.
Great.
From my personal perspective, I look at things I do in life, and as long as I pay attention, a lot of times I see it's a God thing. It's not by my doing. So I take the role, sorry for an ADD moment, but I take the role that I'm in, and I'm asked, hey, would I be interested in getting involved? Because Nashville, Tennessee is working on an alliance with a city over in the UK, and lo and behold.
That's right.
Leeds, England.
I think I remember that. Isn't Eric Threlkill involved in some of that?
Absolutely, Eric is.
Yeah.
What a great fella.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Leeds, England.
And then how did you get to the U.S.?
I played college golf. Had aspirations. I was going to be the next, I don't want to say Scotty Scheffler. He's very, very good. But I mean, pro golfer.
Pro golfer. And where did you come to?
I went to, as it was called at the time, was Memphis State University.
Memphis State.
Yeah. And so came to Memphis and fell in love with this country.
That's
absolutely good. It was just, this is where I want to be. I love everything it stands for. I shouldn't say that now. I mean, we're not going down the political path, but I really was enamored by the United States of America. I love Tennessee.
Was there a culture shock from Leeds, England to Memphis, Tennessee?
Totally. I mean, I came in on a plane and it was, I remember flying in and everything was brown because it was dormant. I came in on a recruiting trip and it was the winter and I was like, where's the green grass? That was just my little moments of, I remember walking across the campus and people would be like, hey, how are you? There would be greetings, the Southern hospitality. I loved it. I was like, that's a bit weird. You don't even know me. But I like, that was part of the thing that I loved, that just people were friendly, very nice, pleasant. Yeah. I missed my soccer back in the day because they didn't have any soccer over here. Now that's changed in a positive light. Yeah. But there were culture shocks. But I really did love, one of the things that resonated is I really still believe this. The U.S. it remains the land of opportunity.
That's good. Yeah.
Having grown up in a country where if you're born into certain levels of society, it's the significance is far greater. Here, you perform, you get it done.
That's great.
I just, the sky's the limit, and I just really love that.
So how did you get from Memphis to Nashville?
So I was offered an opportunity. I'd had friends tell me all the time, you need to come to Nashville, and I wore Memphis like a badge of honor at the time. And it's, if you know people from Memphis, and it's, you don't want to go to Nashville. This is Memphis. Stay, and it's gritty. It's got culture.
It's got soul.
Got great
Memphis
character.
Has got a lot
great
of soul.
Character. It really does. Has some things that I wish. There you go. Good call. I wish.
I don't interrupt. I'm going to chew.
I wish that could help Memphis, but I really did. It appealed to me, the grittiness of it, the soul. But I was offered an opportunity to come here. Never took that opportunity. Person called me back. Never took that opportunity. And I was a new partner in a business. And my partner and I had a philosophical disagreement. And this is not falling out disagreement. It was just, we both felt a different way about how the organization, the company should grow. And we had a pretty significant meeting. And lo and behold, we couldn't agree. We left and we said, we can agree to disagree, but this is a big deal. Go out, call from the fellow that's been calling me about this opportunity in Nashville. He says, this is the third time, and it's going to be the last time, but I want you to move here. I was like, remember the God thing? I was like, yeah, okay, there you go again. You're telling me something. I said, okay, let's chat. It was great timing. I had young kids. Mm-hmm. This is just a wonderful place for kids to grow up. Everything was just, the timing was so great. Came to Nashville and fell in love even more with this country and this state.
Well, how long have you been in Nashville?
23 years.
23 years. And you've been in a tech role or in a sales role or both for most of those 23 years?
Somewhat both in terms of, office solutions from technical perspective. To my core, I'm, my heritage is a sales guy.
Right.
I don't want to profess to be who I'm not. It's, that was where I rose through the ranks. And then I took the position when I came here. I was the regional president for a company. So then I had a tech team, I had sales team, admin teams. And I'd like to believe that I would say my human skills or people skills would have got me to that point and helped me. I've had some amazing people work with me and work alongside me and help me advance in my career. But it was in that, and and I got if I can elaborate, funny thing, there's some people when I was announced in this position, I know some people scratch their heads. I'm like, okay.
And you're talking about the CEO of the Greater Nashville Technology Council.
Yes.
Which I didn't include in my intro, but it will be in the post, so people will know that.
Yeah,
but as you
absolutely.
got that job.
So I take the role. I looked at the position and I was like, I can do this. I looked at the job description. I said, I've got this all day long. And it was an opportunity for somewhat of a passion play at this stage in my life, because I was 23 years in Nashville. Nashville has been great to me. I can really do some, I think, more positive. This is a good opportunity. And the head scratcher, people are like, but you're not a CIO, you're not a CTO, CISO. And there's a number of people didn't know me. I think what is interesting, and I hope is going to come to fruition and as a proof of, my boss, who's the board chair, Rod McDaniel, and the hiring committee, I owe them a debt of gratitude for this role. But I know a lot of people in tech.
Yeah.
I know a lot of those CIOs. I may not have been the CIO, but I know the CIOs from former life.
Right.
And have good relationships. So I do think that helps me.
For sure. Well, I have a question. Take a bite of your chicken fried rice, because
you do some talking.
It's too good. It's too good. The chicken fried rice is good. You've answered a little bit about this transition from the UK into Memphis, the soul of Memphis. You brought to Nashville for 23 years. You've been in a tech industry, know the CIOs. But I'm going to go back to something about your golf that brought you here. And I'm sure, how often do you still get to play golf? Do people bring you in as a ringer?
No, I'm too old now. No, I mean, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the D player. Let's put it that way.
Well, here's something, and I know there's probably books on this, but my question is, what is something you've learned on the golf course that in a way brought you to the States that you've been able to apply to your career professionally?
So one thing about golf, and any golfer will, I believe, Scotty Scheffler we referenced earlier, best golfer on the planet right now. He's probably a bad example because he plays so well. But I heard Tiger Woods say this one time. Right. Possibly the best golfer ever.
Right.
I should say arguably, but he said, he walked off the golf course unhappy with his performance more times than he walked off happy.
I could say that very much about my golf game.
Yeah, okay, and I think every golfer could.
Right.
Now, what that in turn, it gives you resilience. Mm-hmm. I started in sales, Sales is that you've got to have a bit of that mentality of, every no I get is one closer to the next yes.
Right.
You play golf, you can play awful all round, and then the last hole you hit that one shot that brings you back.
That's right.
And I think that's an important lesson in life. It's that resilience. It's that, okay, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going. And in life, sometimes you have your bad days, you have your good days.
That's right.
And you got to, I just was speaking to someone earlier, I said, the key to it is, let's not let our emotional highs and lows get too spiked.
That's a good observation, because I don't know if I've shared this with you. I have 4 sons. My third son has passed his PAT, and he's pursuing a career in being a golf pro. And one of the things that I notice about him, and maybe other young golfers that are learning the game, is, and even I'll apply this to me because I'm not a good golfer, but it's so much about your mindset. It's so much about after you take that shot and what you want to do on your next shot, you've got to forget the shot you just took. And so it's almost like exactly what you're saying in your career. Don't focus on the negative and only have the mindset of what you're going to be successful at next time.
Golf is more of a mental game than a physical game.
Yeah.
It is absolutely, you look at that, when I was in college, all the other athletes were like, you're not an athlete, you're a golfer. It's like, yeah, well, okay. But, it does teach you that. Now, I'll give you an interesting one. My dad was a golf pro.
Okay.
I said this is interesting. I'll let you be the judge of whether you think it's interesting. My dad was a golf pro. I didn't play golf till I wasn't really focused or brought in to play golf, even though I had every opportunity to, in a sense, because he's a golf club and could teach me. I got the used golf clubs at my resource. Didn't play golf till I was probably about 8 to 10 years old by memory. I remember asking my mom, I was like, Dad never pushed me to play golf. Played a lot of other sports. I played soccer, I played rugby, I played cricket, played a lot of sports. And she said, and I didn't know this until I was in my 40s and I was at dinner with my mother. And I was like, hey, I never really played golf when I was really young. And I said, I was teasing, and I was like, maybe if I'd started younger, I'd have been a bit better. And she said, your dad didn't want you to start playing golf to start as a starting sport because it's an isolated sport, it's a loner sport, and your dad wanted you to develop team skills, people skills. Team sports help with that. So I always appreciate that. I give that as advice for parents. Don't push your kids to play the sports. Let them play a team sport to start with as well.
Yeah, that's good.
It just develops.
Well, even the team atmosphere of in professional career, of accomplishing more together.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Do you want to achieve success as a team or on your own?
Yeah. Well,
Give me the team.
It's an interesting combination because a golfer is going to have that mindset, but the team is also going to elevate everyone at the same time. So I'm going to ask a question real quick, and then this is not about UK versus America, because I've got to
talk about the Ryder Cup.
But
we can talk about the Ryder Cup.
No, I was going to ask something more about culture, but then I want to get back into your CEO role at the Tech Council too. But the culture thing, is there an American thing that you discovered or you have over the last how many years you've been in the country that you still find baffling? Like, why is this still a thing over here across the pond?
Why is this baffling? And I say this, and this is kind of weird. When I came here, it felt so natural for me. So, with that said, I was having a conversation. One thing I'd encourage Americans, and this doesn't fit you, because in the short time I've met you, when I make this statement, you're going to go, and people that know you're going to go, that's not Frank.
Okay.
There's a large percentage of Americans struggle a little with making fun of themselves.
Okay.
And I find, if you've got a friend and they have the ability to make a bit of fun of themselves, not really deprecating, but just, okay, I can have a joke at my own expense.
Yeah.
That's endearing.
Yeah. That's right.
I'd encourage people to be willing to say, yeah, I can laugh at myself.
Also, when you see a leader be able to make fun of themselves or to laugh at themselves, it brings a connection
Absolutely.
to that person. That's a good point. So I'm going to get into this. So you became the CEO of the Greater Nashville Technology Council earlier this year. What has surprised you the most in this new role?
Just how much this community is behind tech.
Behind tech, not behind in tech.
Not behind in tech. I was in an event yesterday that just was a clear evidence of this region is the trajectory and where we are and the direction we're going is so impressive. And I'm very fortunate, I say this and I mean this, that I'm following behind leaders that have been in my role that make my position, to me, one, I have a great responsibility because it's the right time, right place. But two, people have laid the groundwork to make it a lot easier. You know, when I said we're in a great position in tech, that happens because of so many of the tech community that when tech wasn't as cool, tech's cool now.
It's the primary thing.
Absolutely. But you think back in years past, there were people that really were carrying the banner. And they deserve a lot of gratitude. We referenced someone earlier, and we could go through a list. So but Andy Flatt, for example, is someone that's great for this community. We could go through so many different people that have done that at a time when, hopefully my board chair doesn't see this when I make the next statement in the board. But I feel it's as easy as it will ever be to succeed in the role that I'm in because of how supportive the community is towards this.
That's great. Well, it kind of goes into my next question. Because everything moves so fast in the tech industry, and we're seeing a lot of that in Nashville right now, if you had to predict one thing that would define Nashville's tech scene in the next 5 years, what do you think it would be?
Now, one thing to predict it, I don't have the crystal ball. I can tell you what I hope, one thing, and this is a slightly different, but it speaks to Nashville as well, Music City. I hope we develop a culture in tech that is very responsible, very ethical, that can be really a shining light to the rest of this country, this region, this country, the world. That's what I want Nashville to be seen as the epicenter of responsible, ethical use of tech that then in turn will get the right results. You do the right things happen. Does that make
right?
And I'll give you an example when I say Music City. AI. I really hope, and I'll do whatever I can to help in this. I don't want us to go down a path where our music is AI generated.
Right. The creative part is not.
I don't want that.
No.
We can look in here and I can look and I can go, Madonna, Prince, Boston. I'm not so big. There's a cultural thing. I don't know. I didn't get all that
in
rock.
The studio, folks, we've got some album covers.
Now let's go down to the bottom row and we've got The Police. Now there you go.
Right.
But I don't want to hear an AI generation of for the next artist. I want it to be the creative.
No. The music industry has been impacted quite a bit with the advancements in technology. You just go to the streaming platforms. The songwriters are impacted greatly when streaming became the primary way to consume music. And I get your point. And I think there is some resilience in the music industry to fight against AI takeover. Now, there are some benefits that AI is providing the music industry that is amazing. I've got musician friends that may spend all day creating several tracks for a demo song, and AI is doing that in a minute. So, but there has to be a human artist that's creating and generating what you're going to listen to. It can't be generated. You're not going to have, and I've talked about that in other episodes of this, there's a human connection that has to happen for us to be advanced. There's a human connection.
We look at music and how it's changed and it evolves and the different genres. I don't think AI will ever give us that.
No.
That evolution, and I may be wrong.
Well, you go back to you wanting Nashville to be seen as using technology in an ethical way. And I'm going to dig a little deeper in what does that mean to you when you mean ethical, when you mean do the right thing and the right things will happen? I want you to be vulnerable with your answer.
I heard a great quote. It was yesterday, and it resonated to me because it's how I believe. They said, as we're looking to create AI programs and platforms as leaders, create them where they're human-centric. Okay, let's keep that in mind. Okay, why are we doing these things? Human beings I'm convinced we're going to be fine. Humans have evolved. They adapt. That's been seen over history. Mm-hmm. People that are fearful of what AI is going to do, I'm really excited about AI, what it can do, how it can be good for society. I mean, we can look in healthcare. There's so many advancements that are great. But I still think it's very important we don't use it as a tool, cheat, lie, steal, those things.
And so you would say you're against cheating and lying and stealing?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Thanks for that clarification. And I will go on record publicly. I am against cheating, lying, and stealing.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, let me see here. I might have just a couple of more questions, sure. But I'll reference back. I mean, you're a good golfer, and in your career now as in technology sales as a CEO, have there been have you had many holes in one in your golf career?
I have.
How many have you had?
I had 8.
8 holes in one.
Yeah. But you know what? You play enough golf, your odds go up of getting holes in one.
I think I might have had 8 holes in one if you count putt-putt.
There you go.
Yeah, I might be able to get one. It's an official course.
Yeah, you just leave the putt-putt part out of the statement.
But 8 holes in one, that's awesome. So what would be some comparisons in your professional career? Not obviously golf was a professional career for you too, but in your technology career that you would say is a hole-in-one moment for you?
Hole-in-one moments. And this is one of the appeals of what I'm doing. I'm part of a team, and my hole-in-one moments have been when I've watched people succeed. Mm-hmm. And that's not, I was looking at a different career path recently, and it was a consulting role. Some people were saying, hey, why don't you come in and help us? And I was doing it, and I was going in and talking, and I enjoyed it. But then I left, and I was on my own. And it really did. It took me a long time to figure this out, as old as I am, but I really enjoy watching people succeed.
I've seen that. Let me tell you what, I've seen that in you, and I didn't mention this to you. I've only met you in the last few months. Mm-hmm. I ran into you at the Innovation Summit. Mm-hmm. And I beelined over to the keynote after he came off the stage because I really appreciated what he shared. And you were standing there. And I also comment on the fact that he was at one point, a stand-up comedian. And you, in that moment, said, Frank, you need comedy, because you remembered my background and doing some improv comedy. And you made that connection. And I thought in that moment, Mark didn't have to do that. I mean, we're in circles and environments where you meet people and you do an introduction, but you went out of your, in my opinion, I thought you went out of your way.
I enjoy that.
To strengthen that connection. And to your point, you enjoy seeing people succeed. Yeah. And I experienced you helping me succeed in just that quick introduction.
Thanks. I've been very fortunate in my career that I've had a lot of people help me. I'm not, as I said earlier, I've had great people work with me. I've great people have helped me. And they're very smart, and they've been intelligent folks to pass along, hey, by the way, I really enjoyed helping you. I think it resonated to the point that I tried that out. Mm-hmm. And I really, the hole-in-one moments, I was in a position, another role where I closed a huge deal. It's financially lucrative. And in my assessment, it didn't give me as much joy as when I was a beginning sales manager and my new rep came in, first deal they closed, it was tiny, I maybe made $4, $5 on it. But the joy, it was cool.
That's resonating with me because that's it. As we get older, as we get further down in our mm-hmm. career, we see that what brings us fulfillment and reward and joy is giving and helping others.
Totally.
We
both have a faith, and this is not, but I think that helps us have an appreciation for that. Why are we here?
Right.
It's not who dies with the most wins.
Yeah.
Unless it's friends.
Yeah.
That's a good,
As you die with the most friends.
That's a winner to me. What do you think?
That's great. That is great. I got one more fun question. Actually, I think I might have two, but I might just choose one. Yeah. What is a British expression that you wish Americans would start using more, and one Southern phrase that you've adopted yourself?
Okay, so I could, Frank, you would be someone I would deem, if we're in England, I'd be like, hey, Frank's my mate.
Yeah.
That doesn't come across quite the same way in the United States of America. It's like, mate, okay, you've got a different relationship there. So I have my mates.
Yeah, your mates.
Yeah, my mates. So that is one. And so if ever I call you my mate, it's a term of endearment. And you said, what have I...
A Southern expression that maybe you've adopted. Or you like...
Really... I steer clear of the y'all. It's you all.
Oh, you don't do the y'all?
No, I don't do y'all. I mean, I still hold on to a semblance of my heritage. I'm a U.S. citizen, but I'm not going there.
It's you all.
It's you all.
Okay.
I don't really, it's not the Northern News guys. It's, but it's everybody. Yeah, everybody. We'll go with everybody.
Well, I'm never going to let go of y'all.
Yeah, I mean, as you shouldn't.
Yeah. Well, is there something that you have adopted, though, that you find yourself going, I never used to say that?
Well, there are different words.
Okay.
I mean, there are some different phrases. I say this. Do you know what in England you have on the end of a pencil?
An eraser?
No. It's a rubber.
Well?
That's a different word. I learned that in college when I asked a young lady, I said, if you got a rubber I could borrow. And that didn't, she looked at me in a very strange way. And I promise you, true story.
Yeah.
But a rubber, because in England, you're like, it rubs.
A rubber.
Rubs it away.
Yeah. I had a friend in high school that got kicked out of class because he had rubbers on his pencils.
Yeah, okay. Yes. Yes, well, I'm not questioning that one.
No. Well, Mark, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, my honor. I mean, you know how I think you and I are kindred spirits. We've got, what drew us, especially when we discovered our mutual acquaintances. And, the names you threw out on a checklist, every single one of them are my mates.
Well, I can consider you your mate.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I will be your mate.
Yeah.
But I would turn it into an Australian thing.
Yeah.
Because that's what people say. G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
Yeah, the shrimp on the bobby. But mate came from, you're the original.
Yeah,
that's the original. Well, Mark, again, let's enjoy some more chicken fried rice. Stay up a little longer. And appreciate you all watching. I appreciate y'all watching and you all watching. Midnite Snack with everybody watching with Mark Blaze. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Thanks, Frank.
Now, we should go. You know what I mean? Shoot it, go.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
No, no,
Say no more.